Hi SwitchUp family, welcome back to the channel. I've had to record this video a week in advance, so there's a good chance there are lots of different sales available as well, so do go and check out Deku Deals. That place is amazing and it's a good way of picking up the hottest ones. And while we're away, we've scheduled quite a bit of content, so hopefully you've managed to watch a few of the things this week, and also hopefully we've managed to persuade Nintendo into giving us another month of our 10% discount. If they have, then you can use code SwitchUp over at switchup.gg to save an extra 10%, and if you're going to buy any physical games, you can save a bit of money using our Play Asia code. All that stuff is in the description. That being said though, I tend to ignore whatever's the hottest because it seems to be the same old, and I try and at least find a few little hidden gems and things like that. I hope you've had a good week. It is Sunday once again. What is on sale? Well, let's find out. First up then, and I'd describe it as possibly the best local co-op game on the Nintendo Switch, or at least one of them. It's Resident Evil Revelations 2, which at the moment is 65% off, taking it down to the bargain price of £6.39. If you're unaware, Resident Evil actually has a mode called Raid Mode. It's a load of different scenarios that you can work through with a friend, but it also has unlocks, so you unlock new weapons and new gear, and obviously this has gyroscopic controls, which makes it a heck of a lot easier. But for me, as far as co-op gaming goes, that mode's incredible, and then you can also play through the entire solo story, either solo or with a pal. Really good game, well worth it, and it runs well on the Switch. Valfaris comes from a developer who worked on Slain, which was very popular. This one uses heavy metal music for the soundtrack. It has a really unique pixel art style, and it's one that Glen thoroughly enjoyed in his review. Now, it's not perfect, and in many ways I'd say Slain is probably the superior game, but the combination of that visceral style and the music really carries this, even when it gets a little bit frustrating with some of its difficulty spikes. At the moment, that's currently 70% off, so a nice, reasonable price, and that's available in every region. This also does have a physical, I believe, perhaps a limited run or something of that sort. The Survivalist is a really interesting one because we reviewed this when it first came out, and one of my key complaints was that it didn't feel finished. Now, they've put in a lot of time into this, and there's lots of new patches and additions. But essentially, it has logic-based coding, which allows you to program a group of monkeys to do everything for you. And it actually works really well. You can get them gathering, building things. You can get them to defend you and go out, and it's just, if you like things like Stardew Valley, Minecraft, and Stranded Sails, this is an amalgamation, I guess, of a few different genres, and at its best it works really well, and I am pleased that they've continued to add to the game. That's currently 75% off until August the 10th, and it's another one, I think all of them so far, bar maybe Resident Evil, have reviews, so check out our reviews. If you like Animal Crossing, there's a very high chance you're going to love Cozy Grove. I think I actually preferred it in a strange way. It follows a very similar premise where certain activities will unlock day after day, but the developer have had real success on the Nintendo Switch, and as a result, they've been able to add new content to it constantly since it launched and patch it up. It runs better than it did day one. It's still not perfect, but it's super charming. There are loads of different tasks to do, tons of Easter eggs and little secrets, and as you can probably see from the length, there is a ton of potential gameplay here. Now, at the moment, this one is 35% off, and that's until August the 17th. Well worth checking out. I kind of would say this would be good for kids or adults. It's one that anyone can play, like Animal Crossing. Tenchu Stealth Assassin was one of my favourite games growing up on the PlayStation. I remember walking into Dixon's and picking up a copy and kind of putting my thumb over the 18 rating. Sorry, Mum, if you're listening. But it was awesome. When I saw Aragami pop up on the PC a few years back, I thought, wow, this looks like a spiritual successor. I'm going to say it straight off the bat, it's not as good as Tenchu. It's not as gruesome. Like, I loved how brutal some of the kills were in that game, and I'm sure today they don't look as good. But Aragami is still a solid stealth, I don't know what you'd call it really, a stealth adventure game. It does get a bit long in the tooth by the end. They're much more levelly levels, like you're going from A to B rather than that Tenchu inspiration where you kind of had a compound to, you know, go into and assassinate someone. I prefer that style. But this is still decent, and at the price of 70% off, I mean, you could do a lot worse than this. If you've watched the channel for a while, you'll know that I am the survival game fan, really. I love the brutal nature of these games. I love how difficult they are. I love that you can walk through water and get leeches on your skin, and that can end up killing you. All the stuff I think that Glen would find thoroughly frustrating. I just love that. Now, this is probably one of the hardest on Switch, honestly, and it's crazy cheap. It's 90% off. That has to be the deal of the week. It's £2.24. Now, it does see sales quite often. Well worth it in my opinion for that price, but if you're not convinced, once again, do check out our review of it, where we go into all the details and nitty gritty about how this game actually works. That sale goes on until August the 17th.
I need you!
Now, Alex Kidd in Miracle World, which for some reason I spent my entire youth calling Alex the Kid, is a remake done right, I guess. They've stuck to well, it's exactly the same game with a lick of paint, but they give you that nice thing where you can switch between the old and the new, and yeah, I really enjoy that. Now, gameplay-wise, some of its mechanics do feel dated, and weirdly, when you switch back to the old style, I found it a little bit easier at times than with the new visual lick of paint. It's quite a straightforward platform adventure, and still has the old rock, paper, scissors, but it has a decent amount of challenge, as some of these old games do, while having an absolutely banging soundtrack. That's 65% off at the moment until August the 14th. Super Epic is a massively underrated llama-based Metroidvania on Switch. It's also only £1.49, like just over £1 for a game featuring an epic llama. I mean, that's me sold, really. Sign me up. The music's quality, it's very funny, the combat is actually surprisingly okay, and yeah, across the board, it's just a good game that I think has flown under the radars of many people. You could grab this entire experience for less than a Savaloy, so what are you waiting for? Some of you are like, what? What did he just say? A Sava-who? Savaloy. You know, like Savaloy and chips, cover it in vinegar. No? Alright, bit of ketchup as well, actually, or brown sauce. It's up to you. That one's on sale until August the 24th. I actually picked this one up off the back of Glen's review, which is weird, isn't it? We often do that, you know, we only get one code for the review and we'll watch each other's games and go, hang on, I need to play that. Heaven Dust 2 is a big step up, in my opinion, from the first game, which used a pixel art style. This one has an isometric 3D look, but it's the gameplay, like it goes for that survival horror, classic Resident Evil style gameplay, and it does it really well. Now, the first game's usually on sale at the same time. I wouldn't say you need to play that though to enjoy this. This one's currently 33% off. There's lots of logical puzzling in there. There's a few that are a bit off the wall, but it's a small size download. It's a reasonable length in 6 to 8 hours, and it's not bad for £8.99. Now, the hidden gem of the week, and as I always say, I love the series because it forces me to search through that bloomin' Eshop and find something and then buy it and play it and go, no, that's terrible, it can go in the avoids list, or hang on, this is alright. And honestly, Candleman, it's a really nice little adventure. It utilizes that low lighting to add to the gameplay. Now, it's a bit of an action adventure, but you can only burn for 10 seconds. And I can't tell you how much that adds to the experience when you have to venture off into the darkness and you know you've got this 10 seconds. It sounds like it would be really annoying. And not gonna lie, there are a couple of times where it is, but generally it's not. You'll just find what you need and the light will grow again and you'll be able to move on to the next part. While you're doing it, there's different obstacles to getting in your way, different puzzles. And I guess if I were to summarize it in one word, it would be, it's like you're seeking the light of at the end of the tunnel. The whole, yeah, really quite poignant as well, actually, at the end. Very, very poignant. Liked it. The quick recap from last week's games that are still on sale. You've got one more day with Crash 4. That's 25% off in the US regions. Very good game. Another one we've got a performance review of, so you can go check that out. And Children of Mortar and all the other 11-bit game studios games. That was weird. They're still all on sale as well until the 11th of August. But Children of Mortar is just a delightful little game. Now, as I say, there'll be loads that have come on sale since making the videos. I've already seen since yesterday's, I say yesterday's, for me it was yesterday, the Doom Eternal in the US has gone on its biggest ever sale, so make sure you pick that up. And as always, just a big thanks to all of you that enjoy the content. Now, we should really look at a game that you should avoid, but due to the fact that I am away, I haven't had a chance to play something terrible. So instead, let us know in the comments games that you would avoid, and we'll give you a free game. So one person will win a free copy of something interesting that I can dig out. Don't worry, it won't be an avoid game, and we'll let you know the winner in a community post. Also, congrats to the winners of the game last week, and a thanks to all of you for all things Switch, all the time. Keep it Switch up. Cheers, guys. See ya!